Hello, my loves. It is Lala Kent. Welcome back to the Give Them Lala podcast. Happy New Year. We're officially in 2025. I feel really great about it. Today is my first day back at work, and I've been off the grid. I was not really on social media over the holiday. I just really took the time to be present. I've been implementing all of these changes that I've wanted to make, and I have actively been telling my mind the moment that I want to act the way I did in 2024, that we're not doing that. We get zen, and we're back at it. And I truly believe that 2025 is not ready for how hard I am about to fuck her.
She needs it from you.
I feel like she does too. Hello, Jenna Willis.
Hello.
It's good to have you.
Oh, it's nice to be here.
We've got Jenna Willis on the podcast today. She'll be on the bonus as well. You guys know her from just being in the group of friends for years. I've been friends with you for 10, 11, 12 years?
Crazy, yeah.
It's wild. And she is not only one of my nearest and dearest friends, but she is my personal trainer, and she has been training me for a very long time.
Yesterday on that train.
I know. Well, I said that I was going to try to start, like we all do. I'm going to start working out again this year because I wasn't able to work out throughout the entire pregnancy with Sosa, and you and I officially have a schedule.
Yeah.
A
So I'm
new
really-
one? Did you guys?
She said, baby, come back.
We start tomorrow.
Yep.
Well,
Oh, we do.
Can I get
Are you
in
ready?
on this?
I love it.
Can
I
I,
told
not
you,
get in? I told you I wanted to be a part of this, and then you're going and doing scheduling without me?
Well, talk
tomorrow.
to Jenna.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, you're in.
My gosh.
I know. I'm very excited.
I'm glad you're on the pod because you
Yeah.
would have shown up and I would have been asleep.
Now you know.
See?
No.
Leaving me out of the
Get
loop.
ready.
We're waking up and we're rocking it.
We're
and
doing
I
it. I'm ready.
cannot freaking wait. So a couple of things happened over the weekend. First of all, I would be doing everyone a giant disservice if I did not say that the LA Rams have made it into the playoffs. Congratulations,
We know John.
producer John.
So fucking high. The Chargers are in it too, but we don't care about them. They're the Clippers of what's it called, LA football. I'm stuttering because I'm so fucking hyped right now. Let's go, Ram it, baby. Come on.
He's like, today, Junior.
Ram it, bolt up, whatever you prefer. I don't care. I'm just very excited to live in a state where the sports teams are actually
Decent
good.
enough to make it to the
Yes.
The
the
playoffs.
postseason. That's
Yep.
what we look in.
So they'll be playing on Monday against the Minnesota Vikings.
Boo.
Boo. Also, over the weekend, we had the Golden Globes. Did anyone watch?
No,
Yes.
but I watched the recaps.
Did you?
Yeah.
So Nikki Glaser
Mm-hmm.
is one of my most favorite comedians.
Yep.
And people were sleeping on her until she did the Tom Brady roast. Did you watch that, Jenna?
I didn't.
Don't
Just
worry
looked up
about it.
Her part.
Her part is, it's very long.
Okay.
And some of it was just not funny. But Nikki Glaser made it iconic.
Okay.
And after that, her career was just like revived and revamped. And this year, she hosted the Golden Globes. As we all know, Joe Coy, which I didn't watch last year. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm into award shows. I usually don't watch. I'm a Googler.
Google.
Google it is.
Yeah.
And I just heard that Joe Coy completely bombed. Like, it was horrendous. I could not tell you why. I'm sure you guys know why. But I guess it just wasn't funny. So, I know.
It
It's
was almost like he almost got canceled.
He
I mean,
certainly did. I do remember that.
Yeah, I haven't.
It said here first?
No.
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 We're years late to the party usually.
No, but we're not years late to the party. We're bringing this up because Nikki Glaser really, her opening monologue, if you are like me and you don't watch award shows, it is worth Googling or YouTubing her opening monologue.
Okay.
It was absolutely hysterical. She called it Ozempic's biggest night. That was hilarious.
She set the stage for the night, is what she did.
She truly did.
Amazing.
And in her opening monologue, I was shocked because she did talk directly to Timothée Chalamet,
Oh,
who's dating.
So great.
It was really great. Who's dating Kylie Jenner? Did
Yeah.
you know this?
Yes, this I know.
Jenna lives under a rock more than I do,
Yes, I
and
do.
didn't acknowledge Kylie Jenner's presence. I was, and she looked beautiful.
Wow.
Nikki Glaser and Kylie Jenner. They both looked fantastic. But she even poked fun at like her career not being great until the roast and how she was so grateful for this opportunity. She's like, I'm in a room full of the biggest stars, the most powerful people. They could literally do anything except get the country to vote for somebody else, but it's fine. You'll do better next year if there is one. Like, she was really, really funny.
That's amazing.
She brought up Diddy, how the after party's not going to be as good.
But
she goes,
be a
Stanley
safe night.
she was like, Stanley Tucci's freak off just doesn't have the same ring to it. And she goes, there won't be baby oil, but a lot of olive oil. She was really funny. I highly recommend looking it up.
I like how she went in,
She did.
you know?
no, it was really
Yeah.
fair jokes and well played.
I agree.
And her timing was
love it.
great. That's the other thing that people don't understand is
Yeah.
like the timing of everything that she did was perfect.
Comedic timing is everything.
Literally.
And the tone. You have to conquer all of it. Has to be
Yes.
funny, the tone, and the comedic timing is like nothing else. And to be honest, there's places in LA that you can go to teach you these things. Like I think it's Groundlings.
Yeah. Oh, there's a ton.
You can't teach comedy, I don't think.
There's
You're just
UCB,
born with
there's
it.
Groundlings. I mean, there's definitely techniques that you can
Can use,
learn,
but I have a
but
feeling that like
inherently, I feel like you're either kind of naturally funny or you just don't got it.
yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, I think that's why it's so hard to get into some of these schools. Is they're very small classes, and I think you actually have to go in and audition. The teachers or professors or
don't.
whatever you call them. Oh, you don't? You just sign
No.
up?
Yeah. So there's different levels and there's entry levels.
Okay.
But then you have to pass the course to get to the next.
If you fail,
So-
like, can you just keep retrying?
Yeah. Technically, you can.
Easton, they
Okay.
don't say get back on the horse for nothing. If it was impossible to do that,
I
they
give
wouldn't
up.
use that phrase.
Exactly.
I just give up very easily.
That makes me sad for you.
If that's out of
But
reach,
I
won't reach further.
crumbles below the chair.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate your honesty though, and self-awareness.
But those are what you need in life, everybody.
That's very, very true. I looked up the looks of the evening. It was very much like old school Hollywood. Very little edge.
It's the only one thing I have to bring up because I'll forget.
Yeah.
Bring it up.
That was the room that we went to for,
The Brent Shapiro Foundation.
yes.
Oh.
Yes.
I
How-
was there too.
Yeah.
Isn't it now okay? I was looking in that room and it looks so huge and grand, and it is, but it looks so much bigger on TV.
Let me tell you guys something. Between the things that I have attended, whether it was with my ex, someone else, things that I've done on my own with Vanderpump Rules or NBCU, everything is such an illusion. Like, you watch the red carpet on TV. Let me tell you something. You drive down Hollywood Boulevard while they're
It's
setting that
this
shut up. That shut. I've also stopped cussing. That shit up. It is like so trashy.
Oh, yeah.
it's
the back end.
it's a
is-
disaster.
Yeah. So I do want it to be known that you watch these things that are like the biggest stars in Hollywood will enter the stage in this gorgeous ballroom, and you're like,
I've gone through the
oh
entrance.
my God, I want to be there as you're watching on TV and you're a child and you're watching and you're like, oh, I just want to be a star. You get there, you're like,
This is it.
What the hell is this?
everyone looks
Beautiful
like they
room,
want to go
beautiful
home.
room.
You know what the perfect example is?
What?
Instagram versus reality.
100%.
That's it.
Just if you're wondering, that's exactly
Because my other favorite thing
I
is
think
like,
so
know
too.
how they'd always just walk through like on the when they're going to commercial, they have like cameras and it was like 4 screens of just people. Every time somebody realized they'd put their hand on their face and turn, no one wanted to be there. It looked
That's
like
what I love about actual Hollywood is the moment that like the MC like mentions their name. They're like, we have Glenn Close or whoever the fuck. And they're like,
fuck, don't call me out.
I just want to act. I don't.
Just thought I was coming.
I'm
here.
happy I made it,
Bye.
but I just like the art, and apparently this comes with it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I agree with that though.
Well,
I
you're-
respect that.
you are, but
No,
you
fair.
used to be before becoming a trainer,
Yeah.
which is your calling, by the way.
Thanks, babe.
You were balls deep in it.
Yeah. Balls deep, baby.
How do you feel about it now?
I think it's one of those things, and I think you can relate to this. If you're a performer, you're a performer.
Mm-hmm.
And if you love the craft, it's always a part of you.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that ever goes away. And even now with the fitness stuff, right? Doing Pop Sugar, Fabletics, the Tone It Up stuff, right? All of that, I get to be on camera.
Mm.
So I still get to use the performative aspect,
Mm.
but now with the expertise of training.
I love that.
So I feel like that's the gift. And like it all was like that, like the Little Mermaid, ah, you know,
Yeah, I do.
that moment.
I
where
watch
was
it a
like-
lot.
It was that moment of like, oh, this all makes sense now.
We have the best of both worlds. The
Yes.
universe was working in my favor.
Yes.
Totally.
So I still get to do what I love, just honed in a different way.
Yeah, because it is grueling. I mean, when I think back to auditioning, it was like you have an audition, then you have a callback, then you have another callback, but then they're a little unsure, so that you're gonna have another callback. Then you have to do one where it's you and the producer or whoever, and you're up against 3 other girls. Now we're gonna do a screen test between you and one other girl, but now we're still even more unsure. So we're gonna bring another. It's just like, oh my God, like me or not, I'm
Yes.
done.
Stop
It's
pulling me around.
wild.
Yes,
It is. It's a grueling industry, and it goes back to what you just said. There's a lot of shit behind
Mm-hmm.
the veil that people don't see, and people think it's all glitz and glam, and you could be a working actor and still not be able to pay your bills.
Well, that's-
yeah, of course.
You know?
Well, I know a couple people, and that's the thing. They keep getting callbacks and things like that, and I feel
Mhm.
like that's what really kills you in the industry. If
Yeah.
I were to go into an audition and they were like, "Yeah, you're good," I'd be like, "All right," and I'd go to another. I would never give up. But when they are starting to pull you in so many ways, and then you don't get it, you're like, "Well, is it personally me?"
Totally.
You know?
Well, I think
I have a funny story. I had a girlfriend who called me once who was going through a series of interviews and job interviews and trying to get a job. And she called me and she was like, I don't want you to take this personally, but how do you handle so much rejection? It's like,
Well, let me tell you.
thank you. You know, she's like, you've just handled it so gracefully and so well for so many years. That's so.
I was
you're like, hold on,
just-
are you complimenting me on my strength, or are you
Where I'm
trying
at.
to acknowledge the fact that I don't book shit? But you did book a lot of shit.
I did. Look, the People versus OJ was a good
That was
one.
massive.
I mean, yeah, I was very fortunate to work and be on probably 15 different TV shows, right?
Yeah.
But, you know, there was a lot of rejection. In between those 15, there's 50 that you don't hear jack shit from.
Right. And although the entertainment industry is a completely different world and it's a different level of rejection because it does feel so personal, that's kind of how life works. And that's why I always preach, like, you have to be in love with yourself. And that's not an ego thing. That's not like you can be a humble person and still be in love with yourself, because when you enter the outside world, especially in the industry that you and I were once in pretty heavily, like that was the end all be all goal.
Yeah.
It can break you, and you do start looking at yourself and you're like, well, maybe if my eyebrows were like this, or maybe it's my nose, maybe it's my personality, maybe I'm just not a good actress. And you go down a rabbit hole of all of the things that could be wrong with you, when truthfully, it's really none of those things. It's just someone else fit that role better. And
1000%.
there's no rhyme or reason to it. It's just what they saw.
Yeah.
And for the most part, anytime they chose someone else, I watched the show and I was like, this fucking sucks.
Yeah. But also, what a great metaphor for any job interview that you go to.
Yes.
It's not just the industry. Most of the time, it isn't even about you. It's about what they're looking for.
Yeah.
And that's, you know.
And that's why I always, and I say that it could just be my way of making myself feel better about the path that I'm on.
Yeah.
But I say the universe will place you exactly where you're supposed to be if you believe in it.
Yeah.
And there will be a day where it makes sense. And I think you're living proof of that, because what you do for a living is personal training, but you do so much more than that. You get people's mental health on point,
Yeah. Thanks,
but
babe.
you also have made it so you can be in front of a camera where you do have to somewhat take on a different role. I love it.
Ain't nobody telling me I can't squat. Ain't nobody telling me I can't squat.
I love it. Give Them Lala is sponsored by Earth Breeze. Like most people, I've been trying really hard to cut back on how much plastic I use, but with a full house and 2 babies, I'm always throwing those huge laundry detergent bottles into my recycling. But did you know that like 500 million of those bottles end up in the landfills and oceans every single year? That's why I made the switch to Earth Breeze laundry sheets. They come in plastic-free packaging, so they're more eco-friendly than traditional detergent. I love that part. I want the planet to be a better place for my girls when they grow up and have kids of their own. So Earth Breeze is an easy way to get clean clothes without all that plastic waste. And now you can get 40% off with your subscription at earthbreeze.com/Lala. That's earthbreeze.com/Lala. The last thing I'm going to say about the Golden Globes is I looked up the looks. It was very old Hollywood. I was very into it. I can't say that I had well, I do have a favorite look. That's not old school Hollywood by any means. Everyone looked absolutely beautiful. A lot of gloves, which I love a good glove. Did you watch True Detective Night Country?
No, I didn't. But I heard it was really good.
Okay.
Did you finish it?
I finished it.
Damn you.
Now, I looked it up because when it finished, I was like, I looked at my mom and I was like, that was really bad.
Stop.
But then I look it up and the reviews, everyone's raving about it and everyone's talking about the director's perspective. And I was like, oh, it's not that it was bad. It's that I'm dumb.
If I feel like a movie's bad, I always go, what did I not get?
What did I not? What
What am I missing in this
yes,
plot?
well, I was missing a lot. And then I was like, if I go down all the rabbit holes of what people are talking about and like the director's motivation, I'm going to be down a lot of rabbit holes. And I could learn a lot, but I'm tired, so I'm going to bed.
There's a lot that I want to see now that I haven't yet based on the Golden Globes last
Same.
night.
There's a lot.
Shogun, Brutalist. I was like, where are these?
Yeah,
How have
Shogun's good. I did
Also,
start that, and it was really
Hacks won, and
Hacks is
you were
amazing.
literally going off about that last night.
good. Yeah,
so.
I started back from season 1 on Hacks, but the girl, Kaylee Reese, who plays one of the detectives on True Detective Night Country, her look was by far my favorite. It was,
I liked her speech a lot too.
well, this is her look, and it was
Let's see it.
absolutely.
Oh, not her. What's her name?
Yeah, who are you talking about?
The other cop.
Oh, yeah. Jodie Foster.
Jodie Foster.
'cause
Yes.
she won.
I love Jodie.
She won, and her speech was great. Sorry, I
Okay,
was just
she was
thinking of
great in
her.
it, but she did play opposite Kaylee Reese. So you're in
Yeah,
the same.
I was
You're
in the same
on the
boat.
same
Once
show.
we
Same
just heard
show.
about that, I was like, because they hugged when she won.
I
Jodie
love
Foster.
that.
They got
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That
She is very attractive.
she's
Yeah.
well, she's like
Jodie
a fighter.
Foster and her.
She's a fighter. This Kaylee Reese. She will fuck you up.
No, I could tell when in the cop uniform.
Yeah, no, she's a badass. So moving on from the Golden Globes, I went to Ojai after we got back from Hawaii, and I took Ocean to a Santa brunch with a few kids in her school and their parents. And I have to be honest, my child was a nightmare while we were there. Like, I was in tears most.
Why?
She's
3.5.
She's almost 4, and a lot of it is that this is how she came, right? Like, she was born into the world. She's double Pisces, sun and rising, and I believe that she just knows what she wants. She knows who she is, and there's going to be no conflict. Like I always say, my Virgo and Scorpio are constantly battling, and it's a giant conflict. With Ocean, because she came into the world, and then her rising is exactly what she portrays to the world, there's no battle.
Wow.
So she's strong. But my job is to to incubate who she is, but also kind of smooth out, instead of the edges being sharp, make them a nice like round almond shape, right? Rather than a butcher knife shape. But that's really hard when she is split between households. And I've been trying to kind of keep consistency. And I'm a Virgo, so I like routine and I like to make things consistent. That's kind of where I fit best, and it's good for Ocean as well. So there were a few times where she did not act right, and she lost her privilege to go and do certain things. And it was heartbreaking, but I have to stick to my guns because she has to see the consequence. So I hear that Sheena and Brock have invited 2 couples to their room to play games, and the kids are going to play in the room. And I said, I think I'm going to come down. Ocean, I got to put her to bed. She's tapped out. She's a monster right now. And I was beat, right? Because I'm also taking care of my infant.
Yeah.
So I go down and they're playing a game and it's really cute. And then they're all talking about, and I'm already emotional about Ocean, right? And they're talking about how the girls are going to go out to the bar after, and the boys are going to stay in the room, play games, have some wine, and take care of the kids. And I don't know what about that completely rocked me. So Brock and Sheena had seen how Ocean was acting that day, and they saw that, like, I was spent. And so I told Brock, how I handled it when I got back to the room. And he gave me a big hug and said, I know that wasn't easy for you. And I just lost my mind, you guys. Like, the other 2 moms were like, oh my gosh, are you okay? And at the elevator, when I told Sheena I don't want to go to the bar, I'm just going to go up to the room, I said, that's the first time that I've been around couples who share children, who seem to be in healthy, happy relationships. And it hit me that I will never have that. And I spoke to my mom about this because when I went up there, she was like, are you okay? What's wrong? And she goes, but you will have that. And I was like, it's fine to say that I won't. I will never be with the father of my children.
But I do want to say, back to the Oscars.
Yeah.
The
Golden Globes?
The Golden Globes.
Okay.
I can't remember his name, but I'll.
Adrian Brody?
Adrian Brody?
Yes. I think
Okay.
that's him. But he thanked his stepdad
Okay.
and was like, thank you for being a man and taking on a single mother with a child, and just ended it on that. And he just said, and pointed up, and he just said, thank you guys. So you will have that, and that is something. You will find a man who will want you and your children and will not change anything, and you will have that same thing. Doesn't matter if it's his kids.
Okay.
Because I'm at that age. I've talked to my friends. I may be with a single mother.
Right. Because you are reaching that age where a lot of girls...
I did it.
Yeah. Every girl that I now find attractive usually has a child.
Yep.
I'm at that age.
And I think it's, it's
But
a matter of how deep we want to go here, Law. But,
But I would do it. Like, that's the thing. I would take on another child, and if she was like, would you come on this vacation for couples with so-and-so? I'd go, yes. So that is something. You will have it. There are men that will take that on.
Right. What were you saying, Jenna?
First of all, absolutely to that. That's not even a question. But to deny yourself the possibility of having that with someone in the future is only discrediting yourself.
Like her mindset, right?
And already having that closed mindset, which is something that we've spoken about.
Yeah.
And how you're having this new year, this new perspective, how it's about to get fucked in the ass by you, right?
Yes, and you're saying, like, you dress well and you play well. Like,
right?
You're on this new thing, so think well, and results will come to you well.
Right.
And maybe why have that mindset of, I'll never have it, because you don't know.
My mom was saying this to me as well, and I said to her, like, just let me say this, like, instead of making me, and I love that you guys are making me feel good in this moment, though. I said, stop trying to make me feel good right now. Just let me
people do that.
have this moment of, like, I will never be with the actual father of my children. And I said, and that's okay. But for some reason right now, it was like I walked into a glass door when I watched the dynamics of the women who could go and have wine without having a drinking problem, who could leave their children with the fathers.
So this is layered, is what you're saying.
It was so
like
layered.
You gotta peel the onion, baby.
And
And
a big
knew
onion.
that.
One
And
tear
I
at a
knew
time.
that. I knew that it was a big onion. I'm like, you have to understand. I want you to be in my mind right now.
one
That
thing
this is
that I have-
layered. I watched children lay in a bed with their little reindeers and watch a fucking movie while my child was kicking me, yelling that she hated me as I left the room. Like, it's very layered. I know that.
Oh, boy.
Also, one of my biggest pet peeves is when people tell you to like stop crying or it's okay. And I'm like, can I just have my fucking moment
But
here?
That's the
You
thing.
can always cry.
The
with
one
me.
thing I found out about women is you do want, but you want that feeling to be noticed. Like, yes, we're going to talk you out of that, but you guys are like, yes, but notice that I feel like this. And then we're like, okay, you can feel like that. It's okay to feel like that. Then you guys are like, okay,
Yes.
Wait,
Acknowledgement.
how do we do it, Easton?
okay.
That's so true.
It is.
So,
Just validate that one feeling and
Have
then I'll
that
move
moment.
on. And it's
Have the
like,
moment to
no,
process.
We don't want to validate you feeling shitty about yourself, but until
Yes.
we do, we can't move on.
no, that's exactly what
I
happened.
agree.
So I'll validate you feeling shitty from now on.
Yeah, but I am sorry
in the
you
moment.
even went through that.
Just in the
Well,
moment.
thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you,
that's
Jenna.
not easy.
We all go through those moments, though, of life was supposed to be a little bit different, but it's okay.
Give Them Lala is sponsored by Chime. Fees are just part of life these days. Extra fees for concert tickets, for airline tickets, for sporting events. But one place you won't find extra fees is on Chime Checking Account. A Chime Checking Account makes financial progress easier with features like no maintenance fees, fee-free overdraft up to $200, or getting paid up to 2 days early with direct deposit. Join millions of Chime members who are working on financial progress. And let me tell you about Chime's Spot Me feature. Just set up a direct deposit in your Chime account, and after you make a qualifying direct deposit of $200 or more, you can enroll in Spot Me. Chime will spot you up to $200 on debit card purchases and cash withdrawals. And then your next deposit is applied to your negative balance. And Chime never charges overdraft fees for using Spot Me. To date, Chime has spotted members over $30 billion in transactions through Spot Me. Friends give friends a boost. Make progress toward a better financial future with Chime. Open your account in 2 minutes at chime.com/Lala. That's chime.com/Lala. Chime feels like progress. Banking services and debit card provided by the Bancorp Bank N.A. or Stride Bank N.A. members FDIC. Spot Me eligibility requirements and overdraft limits apply. Boosts are available to eligible Chime members enrolled in Spot Me and are subject to monthly limits. Timing depends on submission of payment file. Fees apply at out-of-network ATMs. Terms and conditions apply. Go to chime.com/disclosures for details.
So looking back on the Ojai trip, though, like the only reason I remembered this feeling was because I wrote it in my notes to talk about it on the podcast. But when I look back to Ojai, I'm like, I'm doing it every year. We had the best time. Like, I don't remember Ocean acting a damn fool.
I
was
want to
getting
have a
phone
meltdown
calls.
every year.
Yeah. Every year, one meltdown that is just like blow the windows out of the house. Horrendous.
I didn't go. My mom and her called me and they were like, "You're not never coming again."
No, let me tell you, it was so bad that I
Stop.
actually picked up the phone and called my ex crying.
That was really
Productive conversation.
And I said, "You must tap yourself in." And from my understanding, again, I'm not there. I can only hold out hope that that's what's going to happen. Because I did get her back on Christmas Eve, and she was, again, a fucking nightmare on Christmas.
So
but then I brought her back, and she's been an angel.
Though an ocean that I've never seen.
But she's
Angel
been
baby.
amazing. And now I know the style of discipline. Because I'm learning. Ocean's only 4. She's my first child. And even though I'm learning and I think I'm going to know what to do with Sosa, Sosa's going to be a different child and
Yes.
she's going to require a different set of parenting skills. So I now know what Ocean needs. Ocean does not respond well to toughness, bringing down the hammer, putting my foot down. She responds well to me telling her, I think you need to take a minute. How you're speaking to me is not kind and not okay. I want you to go take a beat. And then I'll go in there, and if she still wants to act spicy, I say, let me know when you're ready so that I can love on you and we can talk. And she comes out and says, I'm ready to talk.
She usually comes out very, it's more of a,
kind of coy.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
More
I'm
tail
sorry,
between, and she goes,
Mama.
Seen her
sorry,
do that.
mama.
Yes. And then I say, what are we sorry for? And she tells me, and I say, thank you so much. I love you. We're going to do better. And then that's
so
what
sweet,
she
though.
requires.
Yeah, no, it's crazy that the discipline of a 3 and almost 4-year-old is how you would discipline almost a 6, 7, or 8-year-old.
Well, also,
it's wild.
But by the way,
she's
also
so smart.
anyone, if you think about it, no one likes to feel like they're being punished or they were bad, right? But if they can understand and you can communicate and convey why this is happening, people are always more receptive.
Calm, cool,
Think
and
about when you're
collective.
fighting and you're just I'm not listening to shit you're saying when you're
I'm just
screaming
yelling.
at me.
No, that's
Just
very
yelling.
true.
And I'm also screaming what I'm screaming.
But let me tell you something. I had friends where their dads would say, give them the look.
Yeah.
Knock it off. Get your ass to your fucking room. And after that, they came correct.
Yeah.
If I did that to Ocean, you want to know what would happen? She would scream right back at me, the same words that I said to her. And then when she's playing with her dolls, I'm saying this would happen. This did happen. She looks at her dolls and says, "You're in timeout. I'm done." And I'm like, that's what I look like. She's mimicking me.
Well, literally, she is your child.
No, sometimes
my
she's
baby
like,
right
what?
there.
Like,
Oh
there's a lot
my
of times where
gosh.
Law's like,
You're
what happened?
yeah.
Why is she like this? I'm like, she's you. What the
Yeah.
fuck? Like, good luck.
If you want to go look in the mirror for a hot second,
You finally
And
met
you know
your
I love
maker.
me some Lalas.
hey, that's what I'm saying.
The only person who can fuck up Law.
Do we want to go
Ocean.
deep for a second here?
Why not?
Is this how you need to be communicated to?
Wow, yeah. Probably.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know.
We're learning.
You start yelling at me,
Oh,
and I
you
rise
see
to the
red.
occasion.
Like, I feel like I'm being
And
attacked.
and I
Yes.
don't want to rise. I want to
Zen.
chill.
Yeah.
Ocean
Exactly.
in the motion.
Yeah.
Motion. in
I've
the
burnt
ocean.
myself out. That's just a fact. So, cut to, we get home, back to LA, repack. I've been on the road since November 30th. I'm exhausted.
Damn.
I'm so happy to be home. We arrive to my house in Palm Springs for Christmas and New Year's, and I look outside, and I have these garage doors in the back of my house because we get sandstorms in Palm Springs, so it protects all the furniture. Well, there must have been an opening somewhere in the garage.
No, there
because
wasn't. There must have. We
was.
saw them.
There was an opening. We
saw
found them. There was, I Google, the most common rodents in Palm Springs. Okay? It's rat shit everywhere. Leaves,
No.
sticks, feathers. They must have
Pee.
killed something. Pee. And I'm talking about shit everywhere.
Everywhere.
So I Google how to get rid of rat shit. And I'm like, I can't call someone to do this because it's
Christmas
Christmas
Eve.
Eve. Christmas
Oh
Eve.
my goodness.
I'm going to send you the video, John, so you can post us what we looked like. Okay?
Do you
So
want some rat traps?
No, I don't.
Because
Let me tell
I've
you.
had a rat issue, and I have been the rat killer this past 2 weeks at my house.
Thank you.
okay.
I'm going to say thank you
I'll
because
put-
I
I'll
said
put
rat
rat-
traps and they were like, no.
I don't
we
wanna
wanna
see a
kill
dead
'em and,
mouse. I don't wanna
let's
kill
get
it."
Wool steel. I was like, no, let's
Wool
fucking murder
steel.
these
What
bitches.
is that?
So we get wool steel, which is
What is that?
It's basically
it's
like
steel of
it looks
picture
fluffy.
like wool,
Uh-huh.
like a ball
like
of
a ball
wool.
of wool.
Yeah.
Now just make that like thin
Thin metal.
Never even heard of that.
They can't chew through it, or they don't like to. So I put that
good
where
for,
the
like,
openings
rust.
were. And we go to Home Depot because I looked up how you need to clean up rat shit because you can't just sweep it because the dust part it can become toxic. Easton and I buy hazmat suits, goggles, masks, tons of
gloves.
paper towels, Clorox, Lysol, and we clean out the entire area, every piece of furniture, spraying everything with like
Guys.
fucking bleach. I felt so accomplished. I felt like a real homeowner, and I'm sending you the video,
That is
John, because you have to put it with this video on the
so
podcast
badass.
page. It was badass.
I'm not kidding. That's some
It was fun to do if it wasn't Christmas Eve.
yeah. It was fun
I
to do.
didn't really care that
By
it
the
was
way,
Christmas Eve.
Let's do it again. I'm just kidding.
No.
I hope he comes back.
No, it just is funny. As we're doing it, Lauren was like, I mean, all of it did need to be cleaned. I was like, well,
No.
but
It did. The furniture did need to be there. It's dusty there.
Sure.
So I like just blow
she
it
was
off.
like, at
But
least we needed. She was like, it needed to clean. But I was like, well,
you
maybe
could literally eat off the furniture now with how much fucking Clorox and Lysol and
just
just.
scrub it.
You're like, and we did every meal.
We did.
So that was our Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Give Them Lala is sponsored by BetterHelp. What do you want your 2025 story to be? Every January brings you 365 blank pages waiting to be filled. In 2025, maybe you're ready for a plot twist, or maybe there's a part of your story you've been wanting to revise. Life isn't about resolutions that fade by February. It's about picking up the pen and becoming an author of your own life. Think of therapy as your editorial partner, helping you write new chapters and create the meaningful story you deserve to live. Therapy is helpful for learning positive coping skills and how to set boundaries. It helps empower you to be the best version of yourself. And it isn't just for those who have experienced major trauma. It's helpful for everyone. BetterHelp is fully online, making therapy more affordable and convenient, serving over 5 million people worldwide. Access a diverse network of more than 30,000 credentialed therapists with a wide range of specialties. Easily switch therapists anytime at no extra cost. Write your story with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/GTL to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/GTL.
Christmas Day, Ocean was rough, but we had a good time. I look at my mom's phone because I wanted to Google something, and I know what I wanted to Google. We had been watching Pocahontas.
Can I say something too?
Always.
I just envisioned Breaking Bad. Seeing you two in those suits.
That's what it
That's what I
was.
felt.
Literally.
That's what it was.
I was
Yeah.
Jesse.
Yeah, that's all I could think.
It's exactly what we looked like.
So dope.
Ocean is on this Pocahontas and Mulan kick, and she wants the armband tattoo that Pocahontas has. But I tell Easton as we're watching Pocahontas.
No, she tells me, Easton, you have to come and listen to this song. This song.
No.
What did you say?
I said, if anyone ever asks you, what is your sister's favorite scene in a movie, the most iconic? And I said, it's this scene. And it's when Pocahontas rolls up on Grandmother Willow, and she's like, I've been having dreams. And it's like, you will understand. And I'm like, and she's like,
they're
let
coming."
it break upon you like a wave
Yes.
on the sun. She's
It's
like,
amazing.
what do you see, child? And she's like, clouds, strange clouds. It
Do you wanna
gives
know
me
what I
goosebumps.
saw?
Easton,
Stop.
it finishes, and I go, isn't it fucking like chills to your core?
I go, Grandmother Willow is a giant clitoris. You cannot.
Wait, I need to see this. I need to see
If
an image
Grandmother
of this,
Willow
please.
isn't a vagina with a
And she is.
big old
I
bean
can
on
never
her,
watch
I
the
can't.
scene.
I saw this and I was like,
Stop.
No.
oh, Grandmother Willow is ruined.
Isn't there this whole history of like
Well, Disney loves throwing a good
Right.
Good phallic
cock.
moment.
I thought they
cock in
cut
there.
that though. Oh, but Pocahontas
Poca.
is
very old.
from that era.
Yeah.
It is a pretty little vagina on Mother Willow.
What? I need to see this, please.
No, she is a giant clit. I can never watch the scene this
No,
way.
I can't ever watch the movie.
I don't
now.
know if I'm
Every
like
time
excited
I
or
see
scarred.
it, I'm like,
She is.
Grandmother clitoris.
That's on repeat on my TV now. I'm just kidding.
Grandmother Bean instead of Willow.
Wow.
I know. And so
How did they get away with away with this for so long?
Well, if you
know what I
notice
mean?
on
like-
Little Mermaid,
Yeah, but
when when
Ursula-
Ursula is getting married to the prince and the
Yeah.
bird is flying, the guy marrying them has a boner.
Yeah, you can
Stop.
see it.
Yeah.
No,
But here's
come
the thing.
on.
But Ursula isn't like a giant vagina. Like Mother Willow is an actual character that's just a clit in your face.
Who like talks?
Yes.
She's a
Who's
speaking character.
to me. The boner didn't do anything.
Instead
or
of
the
dick in a
cat-
box, it's a clit in your face.
Truly, with a
Where'd my mom, huh?
with the voice of God, to be quite honest. So it does track.
Easton just at front of the TV for days.
Mother Willow. Mother Willow.
I'm gonna throw.
Sorry,
up.
yeah. I forget you guys are related sometimes.
So I also sat there and was like, I have to see if anyone on the internet is talking about this. Like TikTok has to have some sort of something that talks about all the sexual phallic looking shit in old school Disney films.
I'm
So
looking
I
at it
asked
today.
my mom because again, I've been off the phone. So I grab Lisa's phone and she's in her messages. And again, it's Christmas Day. And there are just lineup of every single person that she's texted. Merry Christmas. But it says meet Christopher on every
Wait, what?
single
So everybody
one.
texted
Wait, no. Meet Christopher?
Instead
can't see.
She didn't double
didn't have her
glass.
glasses. So she spelt it so awful that it couldn't even get it back to Merry Christmas. Just meet Christopher. And
Hold on. Two
What?
thoughts. First of all, surprise, her new boyfriend. Could you imagine?
if I would have thought that, I was like,
if by the way, she was like, there's something I need to tell you.
She would have ruined Christmas. I don't have it. I didn't have
Meet
the capacity.
Christopher is not a Merry Christmas.
No, I just learned that Grandmother Willow's a clit. I can't deal with your new boyfriend.
Also, autocorrect has done me dirty. I have literally, I went to text my cousin something one night. I don't even remember what it was,
Okay.
but it auto-corrected too. You guys ready for this?
Yeah.
I just banged an Irish man.
but did you?
Oh, I totally wish that you remember what you were trying to say to him.
I so badly wish. And instead of anything crazy, his response was, good for you.
He's like not even
guy.
shocked that you would text him something like that.
He's like, damn it, I knew
you
I
know
should
what,
have seen
Jenna?
her last night.
She needed this.
No, it was her cousin.
My cousin. I mean, at least it was meet Christopher instead of, who knows what else that could have turned into.
Meet clitoris?
Yeah, meet clitoris.
That would have been way worse, but pretty
Epic.
iconic.
Honestly, epic.
Coming from Lisa, because it's like, Lisa doesn't have her glasses on again.
Also,
Or just
never
one
would have
pair.
known she sent it.
Or just one pair of glasses. She needs two.
She says, I either have to have my contacts on or
Crazy.
2 pairs of cheaters. I'm like, your eyes are so bad. The fact that you're going to like CVS to get your glasses makes me sad. You need to go to like an optometrist
Yeah.
and get a
I've
prescription.
been trying to get
By
her
the
in
way,
for like
us
2
starting
months.
workouts, we need to get Lisa on a healthier kick here.
100%.
This
I've
also
told her.
needs to be a 2025 resolution.
It's for the whole
Yep.
family.
Give Them Lala is sponsored by Quince. Winter is here. I know some of you live in places where it's snowy and gloomy most of the time. And if the winter blues have got you feeling a little bit down, maybe a little retail therapy can help. And that's where Quince comes in. You can treat yourself to a bit of luxury at a very affordable price. You know how much I love Quince. I have their super soft waffle towels in Palm Springs. I have the cashmere tee in a couple of colors. And I also have Quince's iconic Mongolian cashmere sweater, which is so warm and cozy and chic, and it starts at just $50. Or if you want to up your luxe factor, check out Quince's Italian leather handbags, washable silk skirts, and European linen sheet sets. Whatever you're looking for, all Quince items are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. Quince is able to do that by partnering directly with top factories and cutting out the cost of the middleman. Then they pass those savings on to you. And of course, Quince uses premium fabrics and finishes for luxury feel in every piece. So treat yourself this winter without the luxury tag. Go to quince.com/Lala for 365-day returns, plus free shipping on your order. That's QUINCE.com/Lala to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/Lala.
Also, what happened in Palm Springs is I made the exchange with my car. I officially have the GMC Denali. It is a fucking beast. She's gorgeous but ginormous. And I did cry when the Range Rover
First,
left.
we picked it up.
I almost went that day and bought a G-Wagon.
She
That's a
did.
part
I
of
was gonna
you.
bring that up.
Oh, sorry.
I can't tell you. So we pick up the car. She's following me. I'm driving this big honker. She's in a Range Rover. We have to now take the Range Rover to get picked up. She's sitting there. I wanted to take a photo so bad, but I didn't have a phone. And she looked like a kid who was watching like her parents go on vacation and she had to stay with the babysitter.
Okay, so can I
Like
ask something?
grandma. Yeah.
I think it runs deeper. Like, I feel like it's been a part of your identity for a long time, right?
Yeah.
But I think it represents something deeper.
Well, it does. There's many layers again.
Like-
Similar to
The
Ojai,
onion, yeah.
this hit many layers as well.
Yeah.
It was the fact that number one, when I exited my relationship, that was the first thing I went out and bought that was mine.
Boom.
Right? That
That's
like I
why.
needed a car, and that's what I went and got. And I loved her. She was cute.
Your
and
independence.
100%.
Yeah.
So now I have this
Mom
beautiful, beautiful GMC. Like I love her. She's gorgeous. But I was talking to my mom and I'm like, for the past however many years, I have been mom and I've wanted that. That's exactly what I've wanted. I went out and had a baby on my own because I wanted to be a mom so badly. Now I'm looking at it and I go, okay, I never put makeup on because I'm exhausted. I don't get my hair bleached because I'm just exhausted. I am always covered in spit up. If I'm not pumping, I'm breastfeeding. If I'm not breastfeeding, I'm putting a baby down. If I'm not putting a baby down, I'm disciplining. If I'm not disciplining,
Damn.
I'm playing house with my daughter and making her meals. And now the Range Rover is gone because I had to get a car that's conducive to being a mom. And I'm like, I love being mom, but I need to be a little bit more than just mom.
You want the identity. You just
It's
don't
the
want your
identity.
single identity to be a mom
Yeah.
in a
Yes,
mom car.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think it's just about the Range Rover. I get
No.
it.
You should be a therapist.
Stop it. I am a certified life coach, thanks to Jay Shetty.
Hey.
That's a big fucking deal. Jay Shetty's huge.
Yeah, he's a homie.
I love that.
Yeah, so he, I got certified under him.
So
Crazy,
you're a life
right?
coach?
I am. I know I
We'll
don't
have some
talk about it a lot.
conversation. No,
We're going to
I-
talk about this on the bonus
Yeah,
because
yeah, all
that's
good.
strictly everything that Jenna does.
Yeah.
Because you do know when someone's talking, you automatically go, this is much deeper. And you would think that that's an easy thing, but it's actually not. A lot of people think that what someone is arguing about or talking about, that it is just about that.
This is
Well,
the thing,
most
and if it's
people-
okay to call you out for a second, the truth
Oh,
is,
I like this already.
Easton's like, I'm here for the
Get
game.
ready.
So look, you like your handbags.
Yes.
You like your nice shoes, right?
Yeah.
But you're not the most materialistic person in the world. You're just not.
No, I wouldn't say that I am.
Right. So I know it's not just about having a Range Rover for you.
Right.
It's deeper than that.
Yes. No,
Identity.
it definitely is.
Yeah.
Speaking of handbags,
Mhm.
this is a little bit old news, but
Yeah.
I'm sure
We're
you've
always
heard
right.
about it. No, we would have spoken about it, but we had to pre-record because we've been gone for a month.
That is
Yeah.
also true.
Walmart just launched their version of a Birkin bag.
What?
Yes.
See, I don't even know.
And it
No idea.
They're great.
actually
Stop.
is very, very, it's great.
Have you gotten any yet?
So,
They sold out.
No.
They were only $80,
okay,
but they look dope.
they look dope. Now, this is really funny because you just said I'm not a materialistic person, which I truly don't think that I am,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I just could not do it. I'm like, if
Look.
I want a Birkin, then I'm
If
gonna
I
go
would've-
get a Birkin.
The first thing I would have done is
But they're like $25,000.
Yeah,
like
I would've
it's
purchased
Oh,
that.
they're
expensive.
stupid
I would have
expensive.
Yeah.
purchased that, and then I
But-
would have had Walmart like designed onto it.
So
That
this
would
is
have
what
been
I
so
think.
Spray
dope.
painted?
Yeah,
There's-
like
That would have been sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's a difference between having a Birkin bag and not wanting a knockoff of a Birkin bag.
That's what it is, I think.
Right.
I'd
and I
rather-
think, and by the way, both are okay.
Mm-hmm.
But some people are fine being like, this is the best knockoff ever and I'm great
Mhm.
rocking this. And other people are like, you know what? I'd rather just get some random Italian handbag that's beautiful and has its own
Identity.
we keep going back to identity, but I was like, another word besides identity today.
No, I love the word identity.
Yeah. Besides, its own entity right?
Yes.
Versus getting a knockoff of a Birkin.
Right. But I do love that the knockoff Birkin is only $80 because that's accessible. That's still a chunk of money.
Yeah.
And I just don't feel like if you were to go and get like the knockoff Birkin bags that don't come from Walmart, that truly you want people to think it's a Birkin bag or you want people to think this is really Gucci, which I know how to tell fake from real.
Yeah.
But I'm like, even those things, like I went to this woman's house and she was selling faux everything. There was this North Face Gucci jacket,
Yeah.
which I was just looking at. I knew that if I wanted this, I would go purchase the
Yeah.
actual one just because that's more my thing.
Totally.
It was still $800.
What?
I'm like, so hold up. This is a great deal for a Gucci, a real Gucci, but for a knockoff? A knockoff Gucci? Like I'm spending $800 to have people think I'm in Gucci, to make them think that I'm what? They don't give a fuck. I've seen many people in a Gucci and I don't think a thing about it.
Yeah.
So it still can get expensive to wear like fake shit.
By the way, I'm with you with that. I would rather just go to Nordstrom's or somewhere else and walk into a store and be like, I'm going to buy this dope jacket.
Yeah,
that
or
isn't a Gucci
multiple
note.
things for $800.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
I'd rather thrift shop with $800.
Totally. But different strokes for different folks. Some
Absolutely.
people are really into the name brand things and maybe they can't afford it at this point in time.
Yeah.
But it does something for them.
Totally.
And therefore, I'm happy that they can go and buy knockoff things. Or I do love the idea, Easton, of getting the Walmart Birkin
Yeah.
and having like an Alec Monopoly, like Walmart paint thing happen to
I
it.
think it would be dope.
That'd be
Sick.
sick.
And that's the other thing. I'd rather have the $80 Birkin and say it was the Walmart than have a fake Birkin from like a third party that is somewhere
sure.
else. It's like, at least you know.
Yeah.
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 Snoop Dogg left The Voice amid Diddy scandal. You know, it's really hard for large celebrities to do anything, or I guess stop doing something
Without being
being like,
allegations.
"Are you a part of the Diddy scandal?" It's like, no,
Wow.
I'm just kind of over it. It's like, no.
I know. I looked
Yeah.
up, like, I was like, is
There's
it
more
true?
here.
They
Yeah.
were like, the video with Snoop Dogg and Diddy is releasing. And I was like, what? They
And
say
did
that.
it?
I haven't seen it. If anybody has, let me know. But I thought it was all. I think he's just taking time. Who knows? He's got
Probably
kids.
burned out.
I would be,
A
burnt
show.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Burnt out.
Unintended. A show like that is so grueling.
Oh,
Is
don't
it?
they
Yes.
film for like 10, 12 hours a day?
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what's wild though? He just started doing it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I mean, he's booked and busy.
Yeah.
He does a lot.
But
He's
the
on
busy,
T-Mobile.
You don't, yeah, but
He's on
T-Mobile, that's like that's a
T-Mobile.
day. I mean,
It
you
doesn't
don't
matter.
give
I'm
up.
He's
saying-
on Cricket.
No, but like
Metro.
it does. Think about it. Like you're on everything from like talking about freaking.
The voice is such like the voice is what you're doing. You do everything to hopefully get the voice. You don't drop the voice because you're doing everything.
Well,
does
who
that make
knows? Maybe
sense?
there is something to
Different
it.
strokes for different folks.
Maybe. Or it just
Or there's a family emergency, and he's like, I don't want to
That's
talk
what
about
I'm
it.
saying.
I
He's
gotta
got
go.
Literally.
kids. His kids like they're athletes. Like who knows? They could have torn an ACL. I'm just making shit
And-
up. but, like,
And there
who
are
knows?
versions of celebrities going to Diddy's parties, and they know
No.
when to leave. Which
Yeah.
someone
Denzel
said,
Washington.
"You
Everybody-
leave when Denzel
Yep.
leaves."
When
Oh, I
Denzel
didn't hear that. Really?
Lil
Yeah.
Durk. Lil Durk said that.
Like if
Wow.
I
Like,
go to
when you see Denzel Washington leaving a party, that's when you leave.
That's your cue.
Yep. That's your
And
cue to get out.
also,
Wow.
like, there is a version that these celebrities go, yeah, I was at a Diddy party and I'm aware he's disgusting and I didn't participate. I left
Totally.
that party at this time. Then I would talk amongst my friends about how disgusting this fucking guy is.
Well, now
Yeah.
Michael Rubin is getting his party's getting thrown into it as well, and it's like I don't know if it's true or not, but like
Yeah.
now everything that is a fancy or a top event is now being thrown into this Diddy thing. So now I don't know if
Wow.
allegations are real or why people are leaving, but I don't think he's a part of it.
I don't know, but I mean, there's a lot
I've
of
been
shit
wrong a
that
lot.
is sus in the world. Like,
my-
everyone now knows about the drones and whatever. And Bethany Frankel has been keeping us updated. You're from Jersey. Did you see anything?
I didn't see any drones, but my brother did.
Did he?
Yep.
He did.
My dad did too. He's like, Jen, I saw one.
I saw.
Jenna's dad is Italian Jewish.
yeah.
Piercing blue eyes, fucking hot. He slaps, especially for 81.
Hey, Dad.
And so when you impersonate him, I'm like, hello.
Does it turn you on? Is that the reaction?
You impersonating
talk
your
like
dad
this
turns
now.
me on. But Bethany Frankel's been like all over this shit. And in
Yeah.
order for her stuff to not get removed
Yeah.
from TikTok or Reels,
Are we gonna ruin it for everyone?
Wait, what?
Yeah,
what do you
everyone knows.
mean? Well, Dior bags. So when she's talking about
Yeah.
this, when she speaks about like the leather, she's talking about what is basically what the drone or plane is made of.
Like
She's like, this leather is more metallic-y.
so
that
photos
leather.
when you're taking
oh, that's what you're
photos.
saying. If you ruin it because
Yeah.
she's using like code
Code
words.
Yeah,
words.
so Dior bags are
Whoa.
drones, Pradas are planes, Oscar de la Renta is the ones that
Orbs.
morph into orbs, and the closet means the sky.
So, and like what she and she's
Whoa.
saying,
Yeah.
like when you take photos of them, they kind of it's almost like an
Wow.
iguana or something that can like take shape or like hide itself in rocks.
What is that? What is that thing called?
It's like a lizard, John.
a
anything?
gecko or some shit.
I'm blank.
Geckos?
Gecko's what I thought.
A chameleon.
a
A chameleon.
There we go.
So it's like they can
chameleon.
when you're taking
Okay,
a photo. No, you're good. When you're taking a photo of these motherfuckers in the air, they can almost
Change shape.
change shape or look like something that it's not.
So what do you guys think it is?
Okay, so
I think
here
we're
are
fucked.
some theories. And by the way,
Well, deeper
there's
than that.
there's now this fog that they're talking about.
The gray, yes.
And they're saying that they believe it's man-made to hide the drones.
I've heard this too.
And these are the theories. Obviously, angels. People are like, it looks like I'm seeing orbs. I think,
Wow.
and in the Bible, this is what angels look like. They're like an orb, and that's what I'm seeing. Aliens, obviously.
Yep.
Which I would not doubt.
I wouldn't doubt either. There's definitely other life out there, in my
Yes.
opinion.
In my opinion as well. And
Yep.
I'm talking up in the sky
Oh,
and
yeah.
down in the sea.
Yep.
Yeah.
The other theory is like we're becoming the Jetsons, and we're all good. They're like now practicing for all of us to be in like aircrafts to commute.
Whoa.
That's terrifying. I like the ground. I'm going to stay on the ground.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm going to stay in my GMC, not your R2D2. Fucking
Yeah, but what
whatever.
if this is about
what
to
about
be
it-
non-existent and that's your
Well, then
only way out?
I don't see that happening in my lifetime.
Yeah. The cars in the air,
Cars in the air.
I think it could happen in our lifetime.
Wow. All right. You heard it here first.
You heard it here first.
The newest one, the newest one
Yeah.
is that Osama bin Laden has a son who's trying to prove himself in, what is it, Al Qaeda? Is that what he's a part of? And he has planned like micro attacks, and these drones are up there scanning for that. That's terrifying.
That's terrifying.
I'm not even going to go down that road.
Well,
I'm going to
yeah.
say that it's angels and aliens.
wow.
And you know what I think? They're all different.
Yep.
Because if it is aliens, like down here on Earth, people are like, what'd you get as a car? They're like, I'm looking at the Corolla, or like, I'm going to go buy the new Range Rover. I'm in the Sienna, which is this new fabulous minivan or whatever. You know, aliens, I'm sure, are up there and they're like, did you see new 712 1476Z? He's flying around these streets fucking awesome. You know, I'm sure
It's
they have
new. I
different
can't
little...
afford it.
It's new. I can't afford it. I may get the old school model.
I might buy his
Definitely.
last year's model.
But
from
when
him.
you say that, are you saying that they're coming down here being like, instead of wanting the they want the GMC?
Probably. They're looking at me right now
Yeah.
being like, how do we get this bitch in the air?
Yeah, this is definitely Colorado banging mom.
I mean, I am loving it. There's been so many conspiracy theories that have actually started like coming true. And we
Yeah.
talked about this yesterday.
Yeah.
I think a lot of conspiracy theories make sense. And then I think that the government like plants people in these groups to give something so fucking out there
Yeah.
that the rest of the world is like, conspiracy theorist, she's a nut job. And it's like, well, that's because she just told you that Tupac and JFK are on an island and JFK's writing all of Tupac's new beats. Like,
Yes.
you
Everything
sound
you just
crazy.
said
Yeah.
reminded me of Don't Look Up.
Yeah.
Oh,
Love
yeah.
that movie.
Great
When she
movie.
is yelling at it. We're all gonna
Oh, that movie's
die. All right, she's nuts.
And then what is it? Me horny for yummy spaceman.
It's a great movie.
It's so good.
So good.
Before we sign off, BuzzFeed, who I love, published Gen Z trends that millennials side eye and 7 that they secretly want to take part in.
Oh, I'm so excited for this one.
I'm excited for this too because I want to
Okay.
get your take.
Okay.
Okay, the first one is they love baggy jeans. Honestly, I love how baggy jeans and pants are popular again. The phase of skin-tight pants and jeggings was hard for me because I felt like I was squeezed into my clothes for the sake of fashion. What do you feel about the? Well, you love a baggy jean.
I love a baggy jean. Oh, I love a baggy pant. And it does. It brings me back to 7th grade. We don't have to talk about
I love a baggy jean. I've always loved a baggy jean.
Yeah.
Because when the tight clothes were and tight pants were in, it was during the time where I so badly wanted just a huge ass, but I
Yeah.
was only like 14. And I just didn't feel good. I just
think,
didn't
too,
feel
is,
good
like,
in that.
I live in leggings, right? So when I can put on a wide leg pants and be comfy, I'm like, yes, let's go.
And you can wear it with a cute heel.
Are
or
you
a
kidding me?
boot.
For sure.
Side-eyeing, always critical. I can't stand the way Gen Z is always critical of everything millennials do. They hate the way we dress, the way we dance. They think they are old. They think that we are old and out of touch. I think Gen Z is like so out of touch with life. Millennials, I've always said this, we are the sweet spot. We had to deal with dial-up internet or whatever. Yep. Flip phones. Then the iPhone appeared and it was like, oh, what is this? Like, I remember all of it.
Yep.
Right? I experienced VHS.
We experienced
DVD.
The monitors
TiVo?
going from this
Working
big
for
to flat
something.
screen.
Working for something.
Working for something. And I think the difference is that millennials have learned to work smarter,
Yes.
not harder. We still value like what it takes to earn $1, but we know just enough about technology that we can use it, but still sit there and be like, I can't deal with this Google Calendar. Someone get me something hard that I can write on
Yeah.
or ride.
Yeah. Hey, 2025, baby.
We know where my mind goes. Love young men taking fashion risks. I love that a lot of young Gen Z men are taking more fashion risks that men in my generation, that they didn't.
I agree with that. To some degree.
Painting their nails, carrying tote bags, even reading books in public.
Reading
I feel
books
like
in
it should say
public?
reading
What?
books in public, even painting their nails and carrying tote bags.
I'm like,
Like,
what?
why is that the big? It's he's reading in public. What a bold fashion choice.
Yeah, what?
Like he's there for
fuck
the
are you
photos of
talking
it.
You mean
about-
intelligence?
I'm reading right now A Court of Thorns and Roses.
Ooh.
Yeah, everyone's like fantasy, the fantasy world. It's like 50 Shades of Grey meets the Twilight series.
You're a
somewhat.
cute reader like that.
I like to read.
Yeah.
I wanted to take a break from murder. I don't
yeah, fuck.
I don't enjoy the fashion choices men are making. Like I could do without. You know what? I take
kinda
that back.
like it, actually.
It's about the way you carry it.
I agree. I think it kind of makes it fun.
Yeah. Like I was all about that hot guy from One Direction wearing a skirt.
Oh, yeah, me too.
I was like, damn, he really pulls that off.
Right?
Side-eyeing the word slay. I'm 33 and I can't stand the word slay. I feel like that's more a millennial than Gen Z. I've been saying slay for the longest.
Sure. Yeah.
But the way Gen Z says it is very fucking annoying.
Slay.
Like I've been watching Sex Lives of College Girls.
Yep.
And I love it, right? But there are moments that I'm like,
Yeah.
Cringy.
yeah,
Yeah.
beyond. I'm like, oh,
I know.
This is very like I
actually don't say slay that much.
I never say it. I don't even
Yeah.
know why I just said that.
Girl, you slayed that.
Yeah. Yeah, you just
never-
slayed that.
Oversized clothes is what we're loving. Side-eyeing middle parts.
What?
Millennials are side-eyeing middle parts. I'm like,
What's a middle part?
millennials. What we both
But we
have
both
right now,
have.
and we're both millennials. And I've been rocking a middle part for the longest.
Forever.
Yeah.
I never stopped
Yeah.
the middle part.
They
Right
want a
here.
side part.
Does that mean
They
I
say-
like? Does that mean like I aged and then came back cool?
I don't know, maybe because it says middle parts and the accompanying disdain for the side parts. So it's the middle part that Gen Zs are rocking, and then following it up with side parts are for old people. And it's like, I love a side part too.
Wow, I've never done a side part really.
It's called
You should.
style. You can have
You should.
many
yeah,
of it.
maybe
You
I
can
need,
have
maybe
many.
this is my calling to try it.
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah, very exhausted from Six Flags.
Oh yeah, he went to Six
He
Flags.
literally just
Sorry.
looked at me and was like,
God.
Sorry, I didn't acknowledge that because it's not interesting. Just kidding.
I am a Six Flags season pass holder. I'm gonna go for breakfast.
By the way, I want to go with you next time. Jenna will go too.
yes.
Loves accessories, love the high socks and hair clips, side-eyeing crop tops, and the obsession with brand name skincare and the overpriced Stanley craze. Again,
I love all of
I love all of
hello?
those things.
anything that can show off that hard work.
But
Oh,
you and I
love
are at
all
the
of it.
tail end of millennials.
That's true.
So we're kind of like,
So we're still kind of
I
cool,
think he's
guess.
the last age group of millennials.
Wow.
I think I am.
Love,
Me or the year under me.
They love the work attitudes of Gen Z. Which is weird because I think they're lazy as fuck.
I love how we all just went silent
I know.
on that.
I was at Six Flags and I
What?
saw a lot of
What
Gen
they're saying is
Zers.
they are lazy,
No.
but they love how they're not afraid to say fuck the corporate world
Oh,
and
okay.
working past your wage.
I mean, I get that, but like, you're only worth what somebody is willing to pay for you. So
That is
that
exact-
fucking part right now. Let's give that a moment. When someone says, yeah, it's worth this much. And it's like, well, it's been sitting here kind of a while. So I want to tell you the worth is what someone's willing to pay for
yeah.
it.
So
I
I know
agree.
that you think this job that you're working, you should be getting paid like $50, $60 an hour, buddy. You're fine at minimum wage.
And then your grandma's like, when I was working, I was making 80 cents an hour. I would have killed for $7.50. I think that's the minimum wage in Utah.
yeah.
So good.
They love retro chic. I love retro chic too. Side-eyeing skincare obsession.
You've always been about skincare.
My loves.
My
Gen Z is developing this because they're looking at everyone else going, I wish they would have put face cream on every night. Like, this is their obsession with it is because they're looking around going, if we don't do this, we're going to look like that generation. So that's your own fucking fault. You know? It's called moisturizer.
Yeah, I'm confused by that one.
I'm confused by it too because if I see it, I will buy it.
Yeah, I don't understand that one at all.
It could
but-
be brand name. It could be from CVS. I don't give a damn. Put it on my face.
I also feel like, sorry, Gen Z, but that's just kind of technology and putting it in
No,
your
but
face
it's
more. You know what
it's
I mean?
millennials saying that they hate that they're side-eyeing that about Gen Z. Gen Z is obsessed with skincare, and millennials are like, it's like they're obsessed with it because they're looking at all us.
Going, I don't want to
That's
be
why.
a catcher's mitt.
We gifted that to them.
Yes,
Just kidding.
like Kylie Jenner.
Yeah.
I believe is a Gen Zer.
Yeah.
And even though she looks older than she is right now,
Yeah.
that bitch is going to look that way for the rest of her life.
Oh, for sure.
It's like Dad.
Yeah.
Dad always looked super fucking old. And then all of a sudden I was like,
I know.
Dad
Even,
looks really good for his age. They love that there's less smoking with Gen Z. Millennials, there's not less smoking. It's just they vape. Instead.
Yeah.
and a lot of people do
Oh,
what I
and
do.
all of
I
them.
hide it.
Yes.
And
All
I hid
of
it.
them.
We
and
know.
then I ghost it.
Yeah,
So you
you-
don't know.
No, you got
know?
in trouble at Disneyland.
I didn't ghost it. That old bag.
She wasn't an old bag. She was young. And
She
had
was
she
a
been an old
ye-
bag, she would have kicked you out of
Yeah.
Disneyland.
Well, she's an
Lisa
old,
with the double glasses.
no, she's an old bag. She goes, you already know what I'm gonna say. I should have stepped on her
man.
toe or something.
Yeah. So the seventh, they're side-eyeing
Mm-hmm.
the eyewear styles. I think that's boring and lame because I actually love eyewear.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so those are the 7. I found them interesting. I could get down with some of them, but it makes sense that we're towards the back end
Yeah.
of the millennials, and I
Yeah.
will take that and wear that with pride. You guys, this was a super fun podcast. Jenna Willis, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank
Always
you.
fun.
Always fun. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Give Them Lala podcast. I hope you take on 2025 and feel like I do about it. Let's fuck it up. Have a good rest of the week, and we will catch you on Monday for the bonus. Bye. Thank you so much for watching another episode of the Give Them Lala podcast. Remember, like, comment, and subscribe. Did I get all 3? I'm getting really good at that.